Okay, it is March 19th at 8:59 a.m. and I'm hearing appellant number 878 at 1271 South Pine Creek Road. My name is Laura O'Brien, and I have with me appellant named Stephen McNamara.
That is correct.
And you are the owner?
That is correct.
You share ownership with Kathleen?
That is correct.
Okay. Nice to have things right, especially to start off the day. Your property is valued at $1,897,904 by the town, and you would like it reduced to $1,731,522. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now I need to swear you in. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal, now in question, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Sign where it says signature. What are we up to, the 19th now?
The 19th.
Time marches on.
I'm still wearing a little green, though.
Okay. So what would you like to tell me about your property and why you think it should be valued at a lower amount?
So the issue here is not the structures, it's just the land value issue. And the question I have about the land value is basically a question of the property directly across the street is valued at a lower per square foot valuation than the property on my side of the street. And so that's kind of weird, I thought. So I'm going to raise a question about why that was. In my particular case, it looks like from the field card that we're starting out with a $27.49 a square foot valuation of property, whereas across the street they have a $23.54 a square foot valuation. So that seemed kind of weirdly inconsistent. And I don't know why that is. That's not particularly been explained, but possibly it's something to do with the difference in the zones that we're in. I'm in a zone floodplain district, which, if you're familiar with it, is basically a very limited zone. You can't build on it without a special exception from the zoning commission. You can have goats and stuff like that on it, but you can't have a house on it. So it seemed to me like and also further the back.
So portion of the property is in the floodplain.
All of it's in the floodplain.
How can you have your house then?
Yeah, well, because the property, it was built on long before the zonings were.
Okay. The house predates the zoning change.
Well, and this house actually is a replacement house that was after the zoning change, but there was a structure on the house before on the property before the zoning change. And again, you can build on it if you get a special exception, but you have to jump through quite a few hoops to get that. So it's not like an automatic thing. Anyway, so the difference in the per square foot value seems odd, and essentially what I was looking for was to say, well, shouldn't it be at least the same value as the property across the street, which is in the R2 zone, which you can build on without having to do anything, which for some reason is getting a lower per square foot value than the floodplain district, which is this weird kind of district where, again, if you're familiar with it, you can have chickens and stuff like that.
Goats.
Yeah.
So this property is it's got a lower assessment. Is it 1270 South Pine Creek?
Correct, 1270.
Okay.
And so I had sort of done before I kind of zoned in, figured out this discrepancy in the unit price as the basis. I had just sort of tried to do a comparison of the lot size and say, well, if the proportion of lot size, in the sense of this, if I'm at 1271, my lot size is 16,600 square feet. The comparison lot at 1270 South Pine Creek is larger by about 4,000 square feet at 20,652. And so our lot size is about 80% of the lot across the street. And so if we were to take the appraisal value of the land of the house across the street at 1270 South Pine Creek and say, well, okay, what's 80% of that value? That would give us a decrease of the land value about 166,000, which then decreases the land value to about 990,000, which then again kind of gives you that. So there's like a little.
That's your calculation.
Yeah.
So I don't have to make it.
And so okay. I also have on that little worksheet, the house next door to me is 1291 South Pine Creek Road, and they have sort of the same issue. They have and theirs is their per square foot actually was higher than mine even, which is kind of confusing to me too.
So that's the number you want to reduce your assessment by.
Yes, that's correct.
166. Based entirely on the land value.
Mm-hmm.
Lot size percent.
That's
your relative size to the size of the.
Oh, I'm sorry. I say that, but it's actually appraisal value. I typed that wrong. It's actually the appraisal value percentage. In the sense that the land, that's actually the land appraisal value. And so basically, where the lot is 80% in size, the appraisal value is 94%. So it's a bit higher.
It's appraised compared to yours.
Correct.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Houle, Houle
that's a property right next to mine, and they kind of have the same issue. So it's just kind of looking at it as another variable, and also doing an appeal for his property as well. But that's that they didn't get. Anyway, I did that yesterday. So
are you an appraiser, or are you just helping?
I'm just helping. He's elderly couple,
yeah.
Navy veteran kind of things. I'm just trying to help them out. Right
yeah.
now.
Okay. Anything else you want to
No,
tell
that's
me
it.
about this? Because it's all on the land.
Yeah, it's all on the land, so, it's a simple issue, but maybe there's an explanation why the valuation is different, but I just don't understand it, so I was hoping for some full accommodation, so.
Yeah, I certainly don't know. I'm just really here to hear your appeal. And these guys went around and did these appraisals. I'm not sure what they did, but I can certainly bring this to the board of assessment appeals and see if they can get you some relief.
That would be nice, and especially, and honestly, more so from a neighbor at 1291. So, but it's the same issue. So.
But I'm not actually.
You're not. No, that's a different.
That'll be in another day.
Yes. Well, that was yesterday, actually. So.
Okay.
Great, Laura. Thank you for your help.
And the neighbor is.
David and Maureen Poole.
And it's at
1291.
1291. That's a similar situation.
And that's appeal number, we're 878. He's number 877.
Just made a note of that. Can I have all this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
okay.
Thank you very much.
Well,
have a good day.
Have a good day. Do you have a full day today?
Oh, just the morning. The morning's full.
Yeah.
And I was here yesterday morning and the morning before.
You're getting close to the end then?
We're getting close. I think it's a couple more weeks. So it's quite disruptive.
Yeah, well, it's a big chunk of commitment. Thank you for doing it. So.
Yeah. Somebody's got to do it, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
You have a good day, and I'm going to close off this session at 9:11. So we're now recording the session. It is appeal number 881, and it is 9:28 a.m. on March 19th. And I have with me Jonna Vieta.
Jonna Vieta.
At 2300 Bronson Road. Excuse me. A little congested yet this morning.
Well, that's life, isn't it?
Right.
Anyway, so what do I do now?
Hang on a second.
Oh, okay.
I'm filling out.
I'm
forms
sorry,
that
I
I
didn't
have to
ask
fill.
you what your name is.
My name is Laura O'Brien. I was supposed to state that, so thank you.
And you're supposed to have green on from yesterday still.
Except I'm not Irish.
You're not Irish?
No.
Well, your husband is.
Former husband.
Former husband. Oh, gee, it's hard to carry it around. Yes, I never changed my name.
It's a pain in the pizzazzes.
I never changed my name, and, so yes, it is a pain in the neck because it changes your ethnicity, your everything.
Well, and I won't go into details, but I was working at the time. That's mine.
Oh, that's yours, sorry.
Just getting another. I didn't want to become a different person, that nobody knew anymore. So, there's reasons not to change it.
Not to change it back, you mean?
Yeah. So anyway, now what we need to do is swear you in.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. So you may sign on that line.
Okay. And do I print underneath it or anything? All right.
Today is the 19th. We're marching along.
Oh, yes. Oh, that came out wrong. I was looking for something and it came out. wrong.
Okay, so now I'm ready to hear your appeal. This is appeal number 881.
Okay, do I start?
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
it's all yours.
Okay, I'm appealing the valuation on my property for several reasons.
And the town is valued at $2,049,300,
Yes,
and you're suggesting an even $1,800,000.
yes,
Okay.
exactly. Because these are the reasons. This is the unheated room above. Here are the cracks in the ceiling I've got to correct. I have no heat there. I hopefully will have the money to heat this at some point. So that's that's unheated. This is the driveway. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm too late. This is the driveway. There's a little pad of paved area where my nephew was using for basketball. And they seem to, I didn't understand when I was looking at the card that they didn't see the fully gravel driveway except for this. This is, yeah, you could park 2 cars really tight on it, but it's not the driveway. The driveway is gravel.
I don't think that's going to be impactful.
Well, I don't know. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
We need to do a lot of cement work here. Yeah, I don't know whether you want them or not. If you don't want them, that's fine. If you do.
You tell me if you want me to include them in the package, because I'm not the only one that's going to view this. I'm one of like 8 people on the board.
Okay.
And there will be others reviewing this and making the decision.
I think it would be better to just give the ceiling stuff. I don't necessarily want anybody to go into my... If I were having somebody from the town, one person come in, I wouldn't mind, but if it's going to be such a public thing, I don't really need the full room shot, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so I'm just making a note of the things you're pointing out. Ceiling cracks, unheated.
That's unheated, the whole room.
What room is it?
It's we call it the big living room.
And what floor is it on?
On the first floor. You drop down 2 steps. It's a sunken. You said that isn't going to be impactful, but we have a lot of cement work to do to get it right.
So why is it unheated?
It was built as a 3-season room, and it's just never been heated. I heated downstairs because I'm using that, and I've told them they know about that. The last assessment where there was somebody came through, I took them through. There was a woman that was doing it for one of the groups, and she came, and I took her through.
Ceiling cracks are where? What room?
In the big living room. The
that same room?
Yeah. But it's going to cost a lot to do it because it's Italian finish, and I don't know who I'm going to get to do it. It's a very expensive process. These are the stairs to the basement there.
Do you want these photos included in?
I don't know. Do you think it's worth it? I mean, no. Well, leave one so they can see that it's gravel and not,
Not asphalt?
Yes. I'm a big believer in leaving the land as much like it is as possible, and the water goes down. Otherwise, the water would stand or run in someplace else.
Yes, you're right.
We have an expansion and contraction problem in the house. I put in a floor over the floor, and this is what's happening to it. So that's also an issue I have to solve at some point.
What am I seeing here?
You're seeing floor and the separations of the floor. All houses do this to an extent, but my house does it worse, unfortunately. All right, let's see. I think we're almost to the okay. I don't know whether you want this or not, but this is the back stairs down to the basement, which I can do, but they're not right now. I mean, this shows the age. The house was it's really old. I have a leak in the.
Hang on a second, I'm trying to think of the wording I want to fix. I'm just going to say basement stairs not adequate. Is that fair? Not adequate.
Well, yeah, I can go, there's another way to get down there. So I can go through the big living room and down on another set of stairs, but.
Anyway, go ahead.
This is one of the garage. I have a leak in the garage from the radiators above, and that has to be opened and fixed. That's part of the winter treatment. Okay. For some reason, they've called the back porch finished. And these are some of the problems I'm having. The roof over it is no good. These columns that hold up the roof, I'm having that fixed this summer. But the cost of fixing these things, I could have easily taken $300,000 off the value of the house, and I don't want to make it. I live in it. I don't want to make it into a total wreck, but we're having issues.
So I'm going to say back porch,
and it's not
is listed as finished, but needs work.
Much work, unfortunately. See, here's the crack of this is a supporting beam.
Hang on a second.
All right, I'm sorry.
I'm going to say needs attention.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Now we go to some of the properties on the house, the Buckley Schoolhouse, which is antique, and I've had to keep it up. It's got issues. I have to do pointing up for the bottom of it. I don't know if you can see that.
What is this?
The schoolhouse. It's a shed. You cannot call it anything else because it has no heat, it has no electricity, it has no water.
So there is a shed on property?
Well, yeah, it's called the Buckley Schoolhouse, and they have it on the thing. And it's yes, it's historic. We think it was built in 1678 or, one of the earliest schoolhouses in the town. And I've kept it up as best I can, but it's really being used as a shed. I'm sorry, I'm good. I better do this faster because I'm going to run out of time, and I have...
Yes. We got to
right.
hit the highlights here.
All right.
How do you spell Buckley? B-U-C-K?
I think L-E-Y, yes.
B-U-C-K-L-E-Y.
Okay, so we skipped after the schoolhouse. we have the barn, in which the town allowed so much water to come down Governor's Lane as the drainage for Greenfield Hill that I have had serious water damage, which never happened before everybody clear-cut trees and all this stuff. This is, I don't know what this yellow stuff is. I have to do it. But that runs right along the edge of the barn. I don't know how much you want of the barn. And here's the inside of the barn showing that. Then we go to, now the most valuable thing.
Hang on a second.
Okay, sorry. I'm not trying to rush you, I'm trying to make sure
I can't write fast enough. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the barn, twice the gravel outside the barn has been flooded away, and I've had to have a backhoe in twice to fix it. And, you know, the stone just has been.
And this is from the same flooding?
Yes, and I put a berm in myself. The town said they would give me a lip on the entrance because all I have is SUVs that go in and out there. But they didn't do it high enough, so I put one in. It got plowed out one time, but I've got it now and it's holding. But so we hopefully will not have as much water going down. Mm-hmm. We were growing skunk cabbage in the barn because it's an earthen, floor. I don't know what else you need on that.
I don't know that this photo will be useful.
Well, it shows that isn't a garage up above. It's a shed of the barn.
But you wouldn't know unless you're here to describe it.
All right, well, all right, okay.
It's...
No, all right, we're into the land business. Now, this is a picture of my land. And this was done many years ago. They thought this was all going to be able to be subdivided. It cannot be the way it was done. Mm-hmm. But it shows you what the shape is. And what I'm saying is it would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to have all the perk tests and the this and the that and the hearings and the whatever. And I think its highest and best use is as open land. And they're, you can't assume something that isn't.
Well, I don't know what they're assuming.
Well, I do.
They put a value on the land, and if it's based on being able to be developed, that's different, but it doesn't say.
I don't think it should be. I don't think it. Maybe you could get one house on it. You used to be able to get two. I have an as of right one cut on the property still, but and this is the way people come by my property every winter or every other winter. They decimate it. They knock out the fence. This time the police.
Why?
Because they're going too fast on Bronson Road, and this is what happens. Okay. And I usually don't. The police usually don't catch whoever did it, so I usually pay for it. Yeah. But today, this one I can say isn't. But it gives you an idea of what the property is like. It's I have too much frontage on Bronson Road is what it amounts to. But as I said, I'm of the opinion, I may change my mind, but I'm of the opinion that the amount of time and money it would take to do another whatever.
I'm gonna say it wouldn't be economically feasible.
Not for me, anyway. Oh, you've got my statement? I had a statement that I sent in with the other, so there it is.
All that in the package.
Well, if you need anything else, also, I looked up, I do not believe that there is a comparable for my property now, because I looked at the houses,
That's it, isn't it?
I looked at
Your
all,
statement, this is the same thing.
yes,
Okay.
all right, so you've got it. I have looked through the comparables and so on, and I looked at the houses that were for sale at the time I inherited my house. And there's no comparable left because, for instance, the people at 80 Governor's Lane have built, have built a whole lot of stuff. They built I have it here somewhere. They have built a pool house, a new pool. Oh, that's another thing. My pool is from 1960. It has no heat. I'm trying to get it heated. It has some cracks I have to get fixed. I may have to do the whole thing over. And that's another umpteen dollars. I'm just looking for, 80 Governor's Lane was a comparable for my property when I got the property. And they have built on there a whole new, they've built 2 wings to this house, they've built a pool house, and all sorts of stuff. So it's no longer comparable.
I understand.
So I looked at every house that we had done the 706 for, and I couldn't find anything comparable.
Let me give you one suggestion,
Mm-hmm.
and we're running out of time here
Okay.
in this, no, I mean in general days in this appeal process. But hiring an appraiser who does appraisals for a living, they have methods, formulas, processes that can do comparisons to other properties and make other properties.
Oh, I know, I've
become
had
valid.
them before.
Yeah, that's the only way you could probably get a comp for this, is to hire somebody.
Yeah, but I don't really think there is one. So, I mean, I've looked pretty
No, they
clearly.
wouldn't come up with a property that's a perfect comp. They would figure out a process,
Yeah,
a
no, I
method
know.
to
I
make
know what you're talking
adjustments.
about.
So
But
they
I-
would come up with a couple.
Well-
And it's not, I'm not saying you have to do it, I'm just suggesting.
No. I thought about it, but I didn't think I had time to do that.
You may not now, I don't know.
Well, I've had other problems going on.
Yeah, I understand.
So, but in 80 Governor's Lane, I had the ticket for, and I don't know why I don't now. But it was estimated at quite a bit more.
So that's not what you want.
Yeah, but it has all these other things on it. It has a brand new, a new pool,
No, I know.
a new this, a new that. It shows. And I think we're only 600,000 difference or something like that. And there's much more than that. I know, this is really stupid of me. 80 Governor's Lane. Let's see if I have this should be, no, that's not the ticket for it. But another thing I really am going to say is that my property was never as wet as it's been since all the trees have been cut above me and I know now that they're requiring people to do something about the drainage, but when this all started, they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a lot of problems that I would never have had there been more attention to this. Because the area across the street from me was swamp. They built in it. So you think I should call up one of these guys and have them do a...
Should is not the right word.
Mike.
You know, it's up to you. You might get a good case for reducing the value that you might not be able to do on your own.
You mean this might not have helped?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how the other people on the board, I'm only one vote.
Yeah. Well,
but to your point, there isn't a good comp.
No, I don't think there
But
is.
if you get an appraisal, they make a good comp. They do something and they're...
Well, I have the old, I went through this. I went through all the old appraisals,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when we did the 706 for the estate. And I also had another one and I couldn't find it. I had an appraisal.
I understand, but he doesn't just find one. He or she knows how to make calculated adjustments to come up.
Well, I may call them and see how long but it takes like weeks to do that usually.
I think it's a little late.
Yeah, me too. Well, maybe I can, I had a question to ask you. I have a very good friend who should be appealing hers,
mm-hmm.
and she can't because her son got sick in a school away from here, and she had to fly out to take care of him. And you can appeal, you can talk to the assessor's office, correct, afterwards, too? Used to be able to come down here and ask them to come look at.
You know, I don't know the answer to that. If you want to stop in the assessor's office on the way out.
I will.
And ask that question.
I will, because she's really...
I'm not going to say anything because I don't know the answer to that.
Because I did this once myself. I asked them to come up and take a look.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have done that this year if I hadn't been in the middle of so much, you know, I didn't even know it was being done. I was completely...
Yeah, in a fog. Okay.
Well,
is there anything else of substance? Because I want to get going with the next appeals I've got.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Is that enough? Do you have enough material for this?
Well, I've got a lot, but I never know if it's enough. I don't know what the other people on the board.
No, but I mean, of the pictures you've seen, do you want any others?
No, I can't think of anything right now that would be valuable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're terrific. You're doing your job.
I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah, and I'm not the easiest person to deal with because I'm a bit scattered today. You know, limping around is not fun.
No, I know. I was glad when I got my hip replaced, and I no longer...
Yeah, but mine was from stupidity, more or less.
Okay, I think we're done, and it is 9:55, and I'm ending the session, appeal number 881. Okay, we are hearing appeal number 882. It is 10 a.m. on March 19th, And I have with me James now I can't say it, Napolitano.
You did great.
Yes, and my name is Laura O'Brien. Let's see. And the town has valued this property at $1,191,689, and the appellant wishes to reduce that amount to $781,622. Those numbers correct?
That's correct.
Okay. The next order of business is I need you to swear in, to be sworn in. So do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And this is the 19th of March. March is on. Oh, I need you to sign there. Okay, so how would you like to make your case to get this reduced?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if you have a copy of, this is the letter I submitted. It contains sort of a walkthrough of the thinking here, but then also the data to back it up. I have an extra copy, so you can, oh yeah, you got it. Great. So I think, first off, I want to be clear that I'm not here to claim that my taxes are too high. I firmly believe that we should be using this as part of the town in order to build infrastructure, support schools, and, a lot of the families that grew up here. I'm one such child of Fairfield from what feels like very, very long ago. And so I want to take the time here to walk through the information about the land valuation for 110 South Street. And what I've done here is I've taken a look at 50 properties surrounding South Street. And I have found that my parcel is out of step with many of the ones left. And so I collected the data, organized it, and I'm happy to walk you through the buckets here to arrive at the conclusion.
Remind me of where South Street is.
Sure thing. South Street, if you follow Oldfield westward here toward Southport, South Street is one of 2 or 3 streets as you go up the hill towards Center Beach. It'll be identified.
Could actually look at it and hear while you're talking.
Sure thing. So I took a look at these 50 properties. All of these parcels exist either on South Street or in the neighborhood surrounding South Street. They're all part of Zone A, neighborhood 0067, and so there's much commonality between the data set and my parcel. If we were to look and segment these along 4 buckets here, which the buckets themselves don't necessarily matter, it's just to make the data more understandable.
What doesn't matter, did you say?
So the definitions of these groupings, under 10K, 10K to 13,
Okay.
13 to 16, and above 16. You could redraw these groupings however you'd like, and the pattern would still hold, but I organized them this way just for the sake of simplicity for our discussion.
Okay.
So if you were to take a look at the assessment for 110 South Street, its land valuation, you'd see that compared to the others in its grouping, it's being overvalued by about $80,000. The average implied by the per square foot rate for properties of a similar size in its grouping would be about $656,000. And so my ask today is to really focus exclusively on the assessed value of the land, which is currently $735, and bring it down to $656 to reflect that appropriate average valuation.
Not the house,
Not the
land
house.
only.
Yeah, this is specifically about the. And throughout this analysis, that was the only thing that I looked at. I was really narrowly focused on the land valuation of the domicile.
And what's the basis for the square foot change that you're using?
How do you mean the basis for the
You're using a lower price per square foot.
Yes.
What's
So
the basis?
I collected that data from the valuations for all of the other properties in the area.
Okay.
So I calculated the average based on the plot size versus its land valuation for properties of a similar size to mine.
So you look at properties of a similar size,
Yeah, land value,
and you looked at the land value per square foot on them.
correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Land value per square foot, right?
Yes. And then simply looking at the value, dividing it by the plot size, and that produces the average price per square foot.
So you use that new average per square foot on your property.
Yes, in a manner of speaking, I did. I looked at the averages
Mm-hmm.
and then grouped them based on the sizes of those plots, right? Because the expectation is with like a regressive property tax policy, that smaller plots are going to bear like a larger burden
Okay.
than larger plots.
So did you use the plots that are relatively the same size as you?
Yes, I
yours?
did.
So you used them only from lot sizes that are roughly comparable to yours.
Yeah, I looked at the entire neighborhood and calculated the average cost per square foot of the land, or price per square foot of the land
Mm-hmm.
for each of the properties. And then I grouped them together
Mm-hmm.
into the 4 defined buckets that we have here, under 10K, 10 to 13, 13 to 16, and above 16. And then looked at the
Okay.
average of those averages.
Okay.
And on the basis of that, my property would be like the fair implication is 656,000, not 735,000.
This
Base.
is page, I'm looking at the same page.
Yes, you're looking
Where's the 6?
paragraph, the second to last paragraph here, right before the bolded text. Yeah.
There's the 656.
Yep.
So that's the key.
Yeah, that's the major differentiator. Right? I think effectively what I'm asking the board to look at here is reassessing the land value from 735 down to 656 on the basis of how my property compares to others like it in my neighborhood. And this is the data to support my claim.
This is an $80,000 difference.
Yeah, in land valuation.
That's more than this difference, isn't it?
So 781.
If I add 80 to that, that's 860 something.
This might be the town value versus the yeah, this might. I think that needs to be changed. The amount asked here is,
1,191,689.
right, but isn't that,
That's land and home.
right, that would be land and home, and the rate at which, like, that value should be 70% of the town's valuation. So what I wrote there in the amount asked was the amount that we're taxed on, not the,
Full amount,
yeah,
appraised amount.
right, that's correct. So I think one of those would need to be changed. I can confirm that. Let me pull up the rate card and I can talk about it. Yes, so this is what the gap we're talking about here is the appraised amount versus the assessed.
Mm-hmm.
So if we wanted to make these both the appraised amount.
They gotta be the same, yeah.
Right. So we gotta I could change those numbers to be both of the appraised amounts, or I could change those numbers to both the assessed amounts, which would be most helpful.
You mean the 70%
Yes,
will be assessed?
that's correct. The way this is structured is all on the assessed amount. So what I could do is I could change the town value there to reflect the assessed amount,
Yeah.
which is 834.
834, and your adjustment here on the square footage of the land,
Mm-hmm.
how much money did you say that was?
So the land valuation is currently, of that 834, 735.
Right. Is that the assessed value or 70% of
The
it?
assessed value.
Okay.
Yeah. All of what I provided is an assessment out of it.
So if we use the 735 land value,
That's correct.
and the 1,191,000 is land and home.
And correct.
So if the land is 735, and what's the home value?
The home value is 98,000.
98,000 even?
98,350.
I see the dwelling appraised at 137,500, and the land at 1,051,000.
Looking at the food card of the government, get it down. Shows dwelling. Oh, yeah. Well, so that's what it was appraised at, but the assessed value is 96.
So we're being consistent. I think we use the full appraisal, not 70% of it. Do you know what I mean?
I could change these numbers to reflect the appraised amounts. However, everything that in this submission is on the assessed amount, as is the ask on that.
Well, the town values 1,191,689.
Yep.
The total appraised value,
Sure.
which is this number right here in the card.
Yep.
That has the land at 1,051,000, the dwelling at 137,500, and an outbuilding at 3,000.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So that's the number we should be working from, because that's the number the town wants us to work from.
Sure, and if that's the case, I can update this to reflect appraised values. These were all operating off of
Yeah. So that's what we should do. So what number would you want to show?
let's see. So, easy way to do this. What about that pen? Thank you. So the easy way to do this would be to take what's here and just divide it by 70 to upscale it to the appropriate. So if I write on the back of the letter that I received in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just using it for scratch paper here. Okay, so the town assessment.
What do you have? 10.
This is the total valuation here, that value.
1191689. That's comprised of land at 1051189, dwelling at 137,500, and outbuilding at 3,000.
So, for this discussion then, we don't have to worry about the outbuilding, we don't have to worry about
The house.
So we're looking at 105.
189.
Right, and so then, when we transfer from the appraised value to the assessed value, we would apply 70%, which produces 735,832. My contention here is that value should actually be $656,000 based on my analysis, which in order to move back up, divide that by 70%, and I'll get the assessed value, or the appraised value that corresponds to this new assessment.
Yeah.
656.7 would be $937,143. So this would be the ask
New
for
land.
new appraised land value.
$937,143.
That's correct.
So if I take that, for land appraised value, if I take that and add it to
The home value?
the dwelling is 137,500, right?
Yes. And then the outbuilding is 3,000. Add all that up for you so you have the corresponding appraised value after the change. That should be 1,027,600.
1077?
Yes, 1,077,640. That retains the original valuation of the outbuilding, retains the original valuation of the home, and updates the land valuation to the new RD4.
So you want this here
Yes, so
to
7.
be changed,
Exactly, to that.
1077, otherwise they're not comparable.
That's correct.
So this is at appraised value.
Correct.
Okay. Can't even read my writing. Give me that number again.
Sure. It's 1, 0.
1 comma 0?
Yes, 1, 0, 7, 7, comma 643.
Okay. So that's not as much of a reduction.
Yeah, I imagine looking at the
That
app
looks-
there would be pretty strange. Yeah, $400,000 is, yeah, it's a big number.
It's a big number. It's a
No,
lot of taxes.
the ask is to equate these, right? This is now the appraised value versus the new asked appraised value on the basis of what's discussed.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you for helping me clarify that. I was operating off of the assessed value, but if the town wants it on the appraised value, this makes a lot more sense.
I've had other people have the same problem.
Sure.
So
I
I was kind of clued into,
Yeah.
so. Okay, anything else I should know?
No, as long as the reasoning is clear here, that's the ask. I think it's, the pattern is very clear, right, when you model the information. Those are
I'm
very,
gonna just cross
yeah, that's
this
fine.
number out again here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Put the 1077.
Yes.
I can
643. Yeah, the pattern is very clear. I think, I'm sure there's an approach to this, like you want it to be uniform as much as possible across the town. It's worth noting that smaller plots do bear a larger percent of the tax burden.
They're aware of that.
Sure.
And my understanding from asking questions during this process, there's an inherent value in having a plot of land in this town.
Sure, like a fixed minimum.
Yeah, whether it's small or large, there's an inherent value of some sort.
Sure.
Which is why the smaller properties may bear a higher per square foot burden.
Yep.
You want to be here with good schools
Right.
and the beach and whatever else the town offers that appeals to you. So it's not a perfect world.
I would never suggest that it should be sort of perfectly linear, right? That
Right.
as you add 1 square foot, you therefore pay a commensurate dollar for that square foot.
Right.
I recognize that it's important to retain some degree of progressive taxation in order to make it feasible.
Your 10 o'clock is here, did you skip over them, or?
I don't think they were here when I came to get him. No, he's before the 10 o'clock.
Oh.
So that's my next one. We're about to,
Thank you.
so I have to go.
Sure thing. For the ask, again, reducing by the $80,000 in order to represent more closely with what the rest of the neighborhood is feeling is the ask for the board.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
I'm going to close down this call.
Yeah.
Yep. I am starting this appeal at 10:27. It's appeal number 883 for 102 Dill Road. And I have with me David Gray.
Yes, correct.
Okay, are you an owner?
Yes.
And it is March 19th. So now I have to swear you in. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Sign here.
You may date it?
I'll take care of that. And it's still the 19th, right? Yes. Okay. So the town has valued your property at 102 Dill Road at $832,900, and you're requesting it be reduced to $800,000.
Correct.
Would you like to give me your reasoning for that?
Yeah, so a few things is, I know that the valuation has basically doubled in like 6 years since the last valuation, which is like 100% like increase, which is a lot. And I did some research on other comps in the area, and I provided a spreadsheet. I don't know if you have that spreadsheet. It should be part of my packet. Oh, there it is. Okay. So within the spreadsheet, so the way that I look at this is that there are other dwellings with similar square feet, similar bedrooms and layouts that are all assessed lower. And if you even look at the one below, 331 Wormwood is significantly more in terms of square feet, and that's even priced, or that's even assessed lower than mine. I mean, if you look at something like 400 Wormwood, is even 100 square feet more, and their assessment's at 803. How is mine 832? And you see, and there's others like the one for 70 Yarrow is a similar square foot, slightly smaller. Their appraisal is 761.
Where are these properties? I mean, what part of town?
They are right in my neighborhood. Same street,
Same?
across the street, neighboring street.
Same neighborhood.
Oh, like it's like dog walking neighborhood. Yeah, it's like the same neighborhood.
That's important.
Of course. Yeah, I'm trying to be realistic on the comps in the area.
It'd be nice to have a map that shows where these properties are, but
Well, if you want, I can show them to you right here.
no, that I could put in the package.
Okay.
But we're not going to be able to do that right now.
If I had known that, I would have done that because I love doing stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
that's actually easy to do.
Yes.
I didn't have time to do a map.
What you probably don't realize is I'm not the deciding person.
Okay.
I get down information, ask questions,
Sure.
try to understand it, then I will present it to the
Okay.
full board, and they will vote.
Okay, got it. Yep.
So it's okay for me,
Yeah.
because I'm here with you, I can pull up maps,
Okay.
but it's hard for them, they don't have anything.
Okay.
So anyway,
Okay.
we'll deal with it. So I wrote down same neighborhood.
Right. So this analysis is really the basis of my argument,
Mm-hmm,
or my basis of my appeal.
yeah. There's a difference in number of baths, and in one case, number of bedrooms, right?
They're all pretty similar. 3 and 2. Okay, one's got four bedrooms.
That's what I'm saying. 3 and 2 is, most of them are 3 and 2.
Correct.
One has 4 bedrooms. And it's 4 and 3.
Right. And that appraisal is even lower at 821.
Well, this is, I don't see anything erroneous about this. The only problem is it doesn't split land and home.
So you're talking about like the lot size? They're all about a quarter of an acre.
I can't confirm that,
Yeah.
you know.
They're all approximately the same size. I live on a pretty tiny piece of land, quarter of an acre. Every other one of them are about the same. And that's a good question. But yeah, lot size is very similar.
Okay, that helps, because the appraisal is not just the house.
Of course, yes. Yep.
So the square foot that you've listed here is just the home square foot.
Correct, the living space in the home.
So what calculations did you then do current assessment, that's not really important for this argument, this discussion. The new assessment's 583, according to the town. Is that right?
Well, it is interesting though, if we look at the
No,
current,
it's 832,900.
yeah, if we look at the current assessment column, the why did I put that in there is that, so for instance, if I was listed at 338 and my new assessment's 583, then how is my neighbor at 394 going to 580?
Well, this is the 70% of this column over
I know
here.
that, yep.
We don't use this.
Mhm.
We're talking about the appraised value.
Fair enough.
So, just don't focus on that.
No problem.
Because
I understand.
I don't know if your current assessment is the full value, I can look at the card, or if it's the 70% value. Land value for yours is 656. So these appear to be excluding the land. So this is the number we're comparing, the new appraisal,
Yeah,
832,900.
the total, I did not think to like split out land versus building, but I'm going on the appraisal value total of my house and the other homes in the area with their total appraisal value.
Mm-hmm.
And the lots are all the same size.
Okay. I had to get this so I could interpret this
Mhm.
properly.
Yep.
So your full appraisal value, with the lots about the same size, is very similar to most of the other properties, except for 70 Yarrow is lower, but it's lower square footage.
And 175 Wormwood.
And 175 Wormwood is also lower square footage, not as much as Yarrow.
Right.
But I don't have information on those other two properties to know
Right.
why they're,
Yeah, for both those properties, for Wormwood and Yarrow, the square footage is very close. But if you look at the appraisal, it's significantly lower than where mine is.
but
I
I can't see what the assessor might have seen with those.
Okay.
That I don't know what year it was built.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
All of our homes were built probably around the same time in the 50s. And some have been renovated. I mean, I put vinyl siding on the house that might look like it's been completely renovated, whereas others might not have. We live in a corner, so I'm just curious, like, what's going through the assessor's mind when they're doing that, whereas my neighbors are not as assessed as high. That's why I'm here.
I can't answer that.
Yeah.
But without looking at the property cards
Yep.
for the others,
Sure.
I can't see where he made the difference.
Okay.
It doesn't look to me like whatever we come up with, even if you get a little bit of relief, I don't think it's going to be a lot.
It won't, but it's also, for me, it's the principle. It's
understand.
really, really being able to be like, hey, I'm actually going to pull myself out there and say, look, I've done some analysis, and I feel that my assessment is not fair compared to my neighbors, so I'm appealing. That's why I'm here.
I understand. But I don't know how to calculate your new appraised value.
Well, I'm not.
All you've done is put a price per square foot to get to the 832,900. Is that how you got there?
No, the 832,900 is the new appraised value that's on these cards.
Okay,
And same with all these other properties that I looked up online.
Okay.
Okay? So what I'm trying to do is, and I thought that's what's going to be decided today,
no,
is-
it's not decided today.
is to show.
I have to present this to the
Oh,
whole
yeah, got
board,
it.
so I have to be able to explain it.
Sure. It's really to show the comparison of other homes in my neighborhoods, similar lot size, similar square footage, similar layout, that have lower appraisals, and why mine is higher than ones that are similar. So if you look at the others, the average is probably 800,000. Mine is higher than all of them.
It's pretty darn close to 40 Mayweed,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah,
is
but-
4 bedrooms.
But 40 May, how is it close? Well, yeah, it's close to that, right? Right, and that's not the right comparison because it's 4 bedrooms and they have more square footage.
Right.
So it's probably a lot closer to 400 Wormwood
Mm-hmm.
at 803, and they even have more square footage. I'm not also I'm coming here being realistic. I'm not looking for, oh, my new appraisal, I'd like 600,000. I'm looking to be realistic on this.
I want you to understand, I'm not trying to
Oh,
shut you
yeah.
down. I'm trying to
Yeah.
help you build a case that will hold up with all the other appraisers.
Of course. Now I see that. I know the
Mhm.
reality is the appraisal is increasing. It's coming at 832, and what I'm looking for, I believe, is reasonable compared to the comparisons at 800,000.
So which property do you think is the best comp?
Well, it's hard. It's really tough to say that my appraisal argument is based on one individual property. That's why I listed 6 different properties. I mean, I would say the most comparable
Give me
might
2 then.
be 175 Wormwood and 70 Yarrow, but I know those are 100 square feet lower, and then even 400 Wormwood. Yeah, I'd say 175, 400 Wormwood, and 70 Yarrow.
175 and 400?
Yeah. That's pretty close. That'd be a good comparison.
They're both 3 beds, 2 baths. They're both, if you average them, they probably average to the same square footage as yours.
Mm-hmm.
It's 175 and 400, right?
Correct, yeah.
Well, perhaps that's enough to get the board to knock your assessment down a little bit.
Okay.
I can't say for sure. But that's probably the best chance we have, is to use those 2 properties, which do look pretty similar. So 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Square footage averages to about yours. And your current assessment averages to about what your current assessment is. So, all right. You want to go with that then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrific.
Anything else?
Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
What are the next steps and what's the overall sort of timing in terms of
I
what's
can't
work?
give you an exact number, but I
Okay.
think we haven't heard all the appeals.
Okay.
911 appeals.
A lot.
We're getting near the end,
Okay.
and then we have to meet as a board and go through every one and decide
Okay.
what it's going to be. And then letters get sent out
Oh, so it'll be
telling you.
by letter?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay?
Thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hope we can do something for you.
Well,
And we're
like is like, you just have to give it a shot, right?
right.
All right.
So we're going to stop this appeal at 10:44 a.m. It's now 10:48 a.m. on March 19th, and I'm hearing appeal number 891. And I have with me Nichols and Julia Kennedy.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. At 84 Pine Creek Avenue, appeal number 891. And now I need to swear you in.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Two lines, one sign on one line and one on the other. Okay, so the town has valued your property at $2,322,123,
Right.
and you're requesting it be reduced to $1,750,000 even. Is that right?
Yes.
Good to start. So we agree on something. So, what's the case you would like to make on this?
Okay. Here are some comps.
Okay. Was this, by the way, sent in ahead of time so that it might be in this?
Oh, no, it wasn't. I just wrote a note about it. I didn't send this to you.
That's all right. The only reason I'm asking is if I'm going to add it, I got to put the
You have to have a
appeal number on it.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So, the house next door to us sold in 2022, which is, I guess, the time frame for comps, I was told, is around a 5-year period. Is that correct?
Yeah. But the last date we're using is 2025.
Oh, so it's not a 5-year period. I don't think anything on our street was sold in 2025, so I don't have any comps.
Yeah, well,
No, here's one.
they're better if they're newer. Hang on a second. This, what was I going to ask you? Question.
The date. The date of...
Well, it'll come to me. Maybe. Okay.
Information you're having to deal with.
Ah.
Mountains.
Numbers are, and the last two people get things confused, and I had to fix things up. It took time, you know. So anyway, go ahead.
So our main point, so the reason I gave these 3 comps is to show that these houses that sold recently, let's say within the last 5 years, are on much larger properties than ours, and as a result, have the ability to be, high-end houses. So
Okay.
the main argument is that on our road, which is like, right next to the beach or on the beach, people want high-end houses, right? Like they want fancy houses. They want nice kitchens. They want places to park their cars. They want all the amenities.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a lot like ours, which is like allows for a 16-foot wide house, that
Allows for.
a 16-foot wide house. In
Okay.
other words, these other houses, one of them is 26 feet wide, another one is 35 feet wide. Like you can have a gourmet kitchen in that house. Our house is like, you know, you can't have all the stuff that somebody who wants a luxury house would want in their house. You can't have a really nice, big, spacious kitchen. You can't have your Sub-Zero refrigerator. You can't have all the stuff that these people are going to want or are going to spend over $2 million for a house. Our house doesn't allow for that because it's too, the property is too narrow to make a house that anyone who wants it, like you can't park more than one car in our driveway. Well, you can park two cars side by side, but if you're going to park one in the garage, the other one would have to be behind it.
Blocking that.
And yeah, blocking it. And so a luxury homeowner wouldn't want that. Like people wouldn't be willing to spend that, and one car would be outside all the time. And when you walk up with your groceries, you're walking upstairs in the rain. There's no room for an elevator or whatever a luxury person would want in the house. So, and there's no walk-in closet. Like the closet's barely.
That's
the
probably
bedrooms are
too
tiny.
minute of a detail to use.
But the point, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I understand the
general
point.
The general point is, this is not a luxury. Our house would be considered a teardown by somebody who wanted a luxury house. But they couldn't build a bigger one. They could only build maybe a taller one.
So let me see if I can summarize this. This is at 84 Pine Creek, and your home is on a smaller lot,
Yes.
on a much smaller lot than other homes
Yes.
in the area.
Yes. I think we and our neighbor have the two smallest lots on the whole road. And they're very narrow. I think they were owned by one person at one point and then split in half or something. So it just doesn't allow for this type of pricing, I don't believe. Because you get the idea.
Homes in the area tend to be large.
Yes. And have luxury amenities like parking, elevators, wine cellars, room in their kitchen for, fancy stoves and refrigerators, big closets for their clothes. Our house is tiny little.
Luxury. I'm trying to, somehow I suddenly can't spell that word.
Luxury. You really are tired.
X-U-R-Y, right? Luxury.
Luxury.
Yeah.
It's been a long day already, and it's only 11.
Right. Well, I'm only here till noon, hopefully.
Good.
With luxury features, just say that.
Right. And so even if they were to tear it down, they couldn't build anything wider.
This lot is too small for a tear down and a larger home.
Yes.
Do you know how much the lot sizes are in the other homes? Did you make any comparison?
Yep. So the one of the comps, our lot is 5,723 square feet.
This lot, 5,723
723 square feet.
Okay.
And the lot that's sold in 2025 is 13,841 square feet.
2025 sale. What's the address?
That was 318 Pine Creek Ave.
And the lot size is
13,841. Yeah, it's a much bigger lot and a much wider lot.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, so you can just.
Is there another one?
So another one that sold, was, 78 Pine Creek Ave.
Is that in 2025 as well?
No, that was in 22. So that is a little off.
Okay, so what was the lot size?
That lot size is 10,356 square feet.
And what was the address on Pine Creek again?
That was 78. So, it's apparent that those are just much bigger lots.
Do you have the sale price for both of those?
Yes, the one at 78 was $2,850,000,
Okay.
and the one at 318 was $3,210,000. But that one includes a dock and a cottage that can be rented. So it has a lot more features than ours does. It's a much nicer house. It's like a really nice house. So, what do you think? Do we have an argument?
Yeah, and I'm only one person on the
Yeah.
board, so I'm not going to
Yes, you
make
can't give
the
us
decision.
you can't give us
I'm going to try to support you with what I have available. What is your home value at?
You mean the assess?
Yeah.
The assess? Wasn't it 2.3 million?
That's including the land.
Oh, the home itself. Our home is not valued very high. It's like, I don't know precisely, but the majority of the thing is the land.
I understand.
I would say 90% of it is the land. I don't have the exact.
I think it's 622,000.
Okay, that's probably about right. Yeah.
I'm looking at this.
I don't really know, but that sounds right.
Yeah. And there's another place.
I know it's not valued. It's very high.
Land's appraised at $1,946,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's mostly the land that's causing this increased value of our
Well, whether it's increased or not, it's the biggest portion of
Yes.
the total value.
Yes, exactly.
Land is $1,946,223 of appraised value per town.
Okay.
Which means
Our house isn't worth
the
much.
house is not worth much at all.
Which is true, because it's a narrow house with small rooms.
So that part of it we all agree on.
Yeah, yeah.
That the house shouldn't be much.
And I guess my point is that somebody who wanted to spend $2.3 million on a house, they'd go somewhere else. They wouldn't want this house.
They give the building value. There is a garage, you said?
Well, it's under the house.
Okay.
Because
Well,
the house is raised up.
Yeah. Well, anyway, total building value is about $375,000.
Right. It's a tear down,
So-
basically.
And say building would likely be a tear down,
Right, for someone who's gonna spend 2.3 million.
but the land parcel is not
Not big
as
enough.
big, it's not really big.
It's not big enough to accommodate a bigger house. Like, we are maxed out on both sides of the property. You can't go any closer to the other properties.
I was gonna say, but land size does not support a significantly larger home.
Or even a slightly larger.
Trying not to be too,
But it's true. We really don't have any room. In fact, I
no,
think our stairs are already over the allowable limit.
so I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think I can phrase this. I don't know what the right value would be, but clearly it's got to come off the land.
Yeah. Yeah, it can't come off the house.
Yeah, the
It's got to come
house
off the
isn't
land.
worth much. You can't take anything off that.
No.
So it's got to come off the land, and it's hard to argue that even if you tore the house down, how much more valuable would this be? I can't think of anything else.
You can really only build a 16-foot wide house.
Yeah, you can't. You can't build
The
a wire.
setbacks constrain you.
16 feet wide is probably all that would be allowed for a home built on this property.
Correct.
Yeah. That's the interior measurement. I think the exterior measurement might be 17, but same difference.
Okay.
Well, thank
Anything
you.
else you think I should know?
We made some other points, but I don't think anyone's going to care about them.
Yeah, I mean,
This is our main
this
argument.
is the main argument.
Yeah. The only other point I made was that the houses on Fairfield Beach Road are valued very similarly to the houses on Pine Creek.
Mhm.
And this is an argument for actually everybody on our little stretch, which is that their roads just, their beach is just different. Like it's a higher end beach kind of, you know. We have a public beach and it's a very busy place in terms of, you know, somebody who's really can spend a lot on a house might want more privacy.
Yeah.
And ours isn't. The whole Pine Creek area just isn't that. There's a lot of people, which is great. We like that. But I'm just thinking of buyers who might,
That's hard to
yeah, that's not a
value.
good sale point.
The only thing, and I don't think it's worth your doing at this time, but had you hired an appraiser,
Mm,
you know, that does this for a living?
I see. Different from this Taylor.
Yeah, that's just somebody the town hired
Makes
to
sense.
go
Yeah, and they can't. They
broad sweep through the town.
Right, they can't look at every house. And
No,
do
they
everything,
don't,
yeah.
but an appraiser would
I
take
see.
careful looks at your house and
Yeah,
other comps and
Right.
do a more
thorough.
statistical analysis.
Yeah, yeah.
And usually appraisals hold up in these hearings
Oh, interesting.
if you spend the money for them.
Oh, okay.
They're not terribly expensive, but I'm not sure it's worth it for you to do, because I think you might get some relief anyway, and you're running out of time to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
But I just mentioned that for future.
That's a good thing to know. Yeah, it never occurred to me to hire our own appraiser. But
A lot
that's
of
very
people
smart.
that come in here have done that. Of course, it makes my life easier
Yeah,
because of
professional opinion.
a personal opinion, and I don't have to really question things that much
Yeah,
when it's a professional.
yeah. There it is. There's
I
the-
challenged my appraisal 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and I had refinanced my mortgage very recently, and they make you get an appraisal. So I had an appraisal.
Yeah, well, there was
And
current and
I
handy.
showed that to the person doing shit. Oh, okay. Anything else?
Wow.
You know.
Good to know.
Short meeting, yeah.
I had one other thing. The card had me saying I had an attached garage, but I don't, and they valued it as if I
Oh.
did.
Wow,
So that was easy.
good for you.
But I knew it was going to be easy. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's nice to meet you,
Nice
to
and
meet
I'm
you,
going to.
Laura.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
spending the time, and good luck with all of this.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you for doing this.
Okay. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
It's going to get warmer.
So if we did somehow get an appraisal, could you add anything to the file at this point?
Yes,
You can?
good.
What's the timing like?
2 weeks maybe,
Okay, all right, good to know. That would be sort of a solid thing to do.
but it'll cost you some money. I don't know how much it's, but anyway.
Yeah, well, it's worth thinking about.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. I'm going to end this conference at 11:08 a.m. It's 11:10 a.m. on March 19th, and I'm going to start with appeal number 895 at 85 Pratt Street. I have attorney James Walsh in here. He's the owner. And I guess that's all for this page. I don't need to swear him in because he's an attorney, so we'll move on. It's 85 Pratt Street. The town has valued this at $943,600, and Mr. Walsh wishes to reduce that to $850,000. Is that right?
Yes, that
Good.
is correct.
It's always good to have the right numbers.
That is correct.
You want to change one, but...
Exactly. So I prepared a little packet of information that I'm going to kind of walk you through.
Okay.
And just to give you a sense, I'm not sure where you live and what your experience is around Pratt Street.
Where is Pratt Street?
It's off Oldfield. So if you are, Oldfield is like a continuation of Old Post Road once it gets closer to Southport. And it's the main road that goes down, and then then it intersects with Reef Road.
Yep.
And then after you go past Reef Road towards Southport, I'm about the third street on the left.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're in the Southport section.
I'm actually, no, they still consider it a little bit of the beach area, because we're not, I don't think the Southport area I would even consider it to begin until after South Pine Creek Road. We're not near South Pine Creek. We're not that far down.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But anyway, in my neighborhood, when I purchased it, was a bunch of Cape Cod's houses all over the place. But as most of the areas in the beach area have become,
yes.
desirable. We got taken over by developers who decided to build like kind of McMansions on small lots. So every lot on my street, on my side of the street, is 0.14 of an acre. On the other side of the street, it's 0.13 of an acre. So everyone's got the exact same lot size. And I'm just going to show you a couple of photos that are at the back of my presentation that I handed you, just to kind of give you some sense of what the neighborhood kind of was and kind of what it is.
So what was the size you said they're all about the same?
Yeah, so on my side of the street, they're all 0.14 acres. The opposite side of the street, they're 0.13.
Okay.
So pretty much every Cape Cod in my street, or almost every one, is being purchased and as knockdown. So that's kind of what they are. So here's my house, and this is what's been going on.
Oh.
This is across the street.
I'm just going to say just about all recent purchases have been tear downs.
Yep.
So I just wanted to show you those. That's my house amongst these McMansions, the tower over
I
my
like to
house.
call them starter castles.
Exactly. Okay. Starter castles. This is looking down the street right from my front lawn of more starter castles. This one having recently been a smaller house than mine, just a similar size cape, but with really no upstairs. It sold maybe for $650 a year and a half ago, and that builder put this up. And this is just a kind of a continuation of what it looks going down my street now. More, starter castles. Okay, so anyway, so that's just kind of an introduction to my house would probably be a tear down, even though I don't think it is, because, whatever, but that's what it would
You
be.
like it?
I like it, but, I'm one person. When my kid moved out, and it's just me, and it's the perfect,
Perfect size.
for me. So,
Not
but
much to maintain.
Exactly.
It's all on one floor?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my problem with what happened with the revaluation has been they drastically increased the residential land cost up to $806,400 for every house on the street.
Residential what cost? What's the word?
So it's the lot cost.
Lot
So
cost.
when they give you your assessment, like here's the most recent breakdown.
Looking for the card.
Yeah. Card attached.
Yeah, and you've got it
And you
too.
get down to here.
Looking at the same thing.
You'll see that this is the building, this is for my detached garage, and this is the lot price.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that dramatically increased from the last assessment to now.
So what was it last time?
In 2025, the entire parcel was at, let's see, I have it here. Hold on. The lot price was, last time was $564,480. No, I'm sorry. I misspoke. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong page of this. Valuation. Here we go. It was 400 for the land. It was 462,200.
I have 564,480.
Hold on a second. Valuation. So you have to look at the appraised value. I'm just looking at this. If you go on to the town's site and you come to this document under vision appraisal and you turn to valuation history. So appraised value of the town right now in 25, this is the current amount we're talking about today.
943.6.
Right? And then in the previous years,
that's the total, right?
yeah. And the land portion of it right
It's
here is
806,400?
806,400.
Okay, now we're in agreement, okay.
So now in the previous year, see 2024 and 2023, the land value is 426,200. That's just for the land. 426,200.
I wrote down the wrong number.
426,200.
So it went from 426,200 to
804, 806,
806,
400. 806, 400.
okay.
Okay. So, Okay, so my biggest problem, as I wrote up in my appeal, is the valuation of the land. And that is just overstated and inaccurate, because I can't get this much for my property. Now, what I did was I've given you, in your packet, a bunch of comparisons of similar houses in the surrounding 3 streets that have sold. All similar type of houses, and I'll just go quickly through them. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with you, but I prepared an analysis here where I list every comp, and then I give you the actual detail of the comp. So, for example, Alden Street, which is a couple of streets over, another street that has been inundated with starter mansions, but is capes. And 183 Alden sold for $705,000 and was 1,102 square feet on a 0.09 acres, so slightly smaller acreage, and that sold in December 13th of 2024 for $705,000. That's land, and that's what the house sold for. That house, just so you see,
That's what the property sold.
That's what it sold for. That was a real sale.
Yeah.
And here's all the information on it. I gave you the comp.
It's in here.
Yep.
Okay.
Right? Nice house. They got all pictures of the inside. Nice looking house. Okay.
How much is this land square foot compared to yours? 1102? And yours is...
I'd have to divide it by, mine is 1386.
Okay, so it's even smaller.
That one's a little smaller, but
Okay.
all my comps, I just want
it's
to
right
see,
there.
don't have multiple bathrooms. I did comps with 1 bathroom, so no one could say that there was like that house had 3 bathrooms or whatever. My house was 1 bathroom, all of these have 1 bathroom. The next comp was at 73 Alden Street. This sold last August for $705,000, 1104 square feet. That's in a .11. It's pretty close to my size lot, 1 bath, and that sold for $705. The next one is 76 Pratt Street. Now, this house is almost directly across the street from me. It's literally across and next to it. It's not a cape, it's just a 1-bedroom ranch. It's older. And that sold for $795,000. It's only 980 square feet. It's 0.13 acres, as I told you to start with. That side of the street's 0.13 acres.
Well, that's the same.
And that sold for $795,000 in August of last year. Well below, once again, what they're saying the value is of $943,600.
Well, they've obviously added more value to the land.
Yes, they've added more value, but the town's valuing this at $806,400 for the land. This house at 76 Pratt Street sold for $795,000, lower than the entire with a house on it.
So that would argue that would be the highest sale that's comparable.
Well, there's other sales I'm getting to get to, so I wanted to give you a full thing. So 35 Pratt Street is acreage is
35 James
Street, like two, 3 streets over, in the exact same street. If you drive down there, you'll see all these streets are the same, built by the same builder. That sold for $800,000. It's got 1,410 square feet, which is a little bit more than me. It's got the exact same acreage, 1 bathroom, and that sold in December 9th of 24 for $800,000. And my last one
That one's
is 145
hurting.
East Lawn.
That one's hurting you.
Yeah, no, it's hurting me, but I wanted to give you an accurate basis of I'm not trying to gyp the town.
No.
So I'm trying to give you an accurate thing, but that's with the house and with the land, $850,000 on a 0.13 acre lot, similar to mine, slightly smaller house, 1 bath, whatever. But what I will suggest to you is all of these houses, builders are buying these.
Yeah.
Just like they're building in mine, to put up another starter mansion.
I don't think anybody, when I bring this
Yep,
to the board,
yep.
because the full board decides, not
Yes,
me.
I understand.
I don't think anyone would argue that it's builders that are buying these things
Yes.
up. We've got real estate agents
Yeah.
on this board. They know exactly what's
Yeah.
going on in
Yeah,
this
exactly.
town.
Exactly.
So that's not gonna be a hard case to make.
So my thing is, if I sell, I get calls and letters from builders 2 times a week telling me they'll buy my house as is in 2 weeks. They'll clear it out. I can leave anything behind I want. They'll give me a check for a bank check, no bank they're involved in. They just want the land
They want
to
the
build
land.
it. But they're only
Because
gonna
they
pay
make money
me.
on the home.
Yeah, I became friends with this builder in my neighborhood because I talked to him every day. He was building all these McMansions. And he's like, Jim, I try to pay $650 for these lots. That's what I really want to pay. I know they've gone up a little bit. But my problem is, overall, is that $943,600 is a lot more than all these other comparable sales.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that my suggestion, asking for $850, is at the high end of these comps. I went with the highest comp I had.
Compared to recent sales.
Yep.
So your proposal of 850
Yes,
is the highest,
of my comps.
comp,
Yes.
and that's for the property, I'm just writing the note here so that I
Yep.
can, at 145 East Lawn, right?
Yep.
You could argue,
I could argue,
That's too much.
I could have argued that I should have taken an average of these 5.
yeah,
In reality, I could have argued that I could have taken an average of that, of those 5 comparables.
I'm just saying, you could argue that an average of the 5 comps might be more realistic,
I'm going to tell you what the average would be. I'm doing it right now.
okay?
An average of these 5 comps is $771,000.
And they're trying to tell you yours is worth 943.6.
Yes. I mean,
Okay,
so that's the issue. And that's what a number of people in my area have, is that the company that did the appraisals on behalf of the town, compared us to like the whole beach area. We're not on the beach. I'm part of the beach. They're counting me as part of the beach area. I'm 6 or 7 blocks from the beach. I'm like closer to Post Road than the beach. And it's just not the same. $804,000, no one's paying $804,000 for my lot. So anyway, that's my presentation.
okay.
And I really appreciate you listening to me. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so. These are all for me to include.
Yes, they're all,
Okay.
I want them to be part of my presentation.
I need to put the appeal number on each and every one of these.
Sure.
Because they're going in the file.
Great.
I don't have any questions. I think what you've done here will stand pretty well on its own.
Yes,
I
okay,
don't-
appreciate that.
Know what the rest of the board
Yeah,
will feel,
yeah.
but
I try not to be a pig in what I'm asking for. I mean, I understand, I understand what's going on, so I didn't want to come in and say I should get the lowest amount, $705,000. But I would like I'm requesting some relief on this.
yeah.
And I do understand that values have gone up in town, and I understand that I've made the benefit of them going up. So when I sell my house, I'm getting more than I could 5 years ago. However, I just think that they went a little
A little high.
High, and I'm not claiming it's high on the value of the house.
Right.
It's really on the value of the lot.
Right.
That's my issue.
Okay, so it is now 11:30 and I'm ending this session. So it is now 11:44 a.m. and I am starting appeal number 904 at 392 Morehouse Lane. And I have Carol here, the last name Quintal.
Quintel. Mm-hmm.
And you are an owner?
Yes.
And the town has valued the property at $534,800. You'd like to reduce it to $521,240. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now I have to swear you in. I'm assuming you're not an attorney.
I'm not. I wanted to be, though.
I thought about it too. I don't know, I didn't feel like memorizing all that stuff. Anyway, do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, great. If you would sign here. I say this is the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Time marches on.
Mhm.
It's March 19th.
Sure does.
Okay. So, I'm interested in what your case is, and I want to reduce it.
This is a piece of vacant land, and
Oh, doesn't have a house on it.
it does not. It has, though, a structure that you have, the town, I should say, has as a barn. And you've got it appraised at $20,000. I am specifically, I guess, questioning that more than the value of the property itself, because it's not what I would describe as a barn. It's like an overhang. I've got photos of it. It's in very bad shape, falling apart. And I had to complete an application for farmland. It's used for farmland. It's, I grow hay, and a farmer bales the hay. And so when I came in to bring my documents for the farmland, I spoke to I believe he's one of the tax assessors in the office, and I explained to him that structure, and that it was misrepresented on my field card as being built, I think it says 1993. It was in fact built way before by a previous owner of the property. He tried to look it up to see if he had data for it, and he couldn't find anything. He told me he was going to come to the property, look at it, adjust the value, let me know when he was there, and I never heard from him. So I don't think he made it out, because I got the tax assessment and nothing had changed.
So it was built prior to...
I know exactly who it was built by. It was built by Margaret Wickersham.
No, but the card, the town
Yes.
says it was built in what year?
1993. It was built
way before then, but I can't give you a date because I've been unable to find it.
And you know who built it?
I do, because my farmer that bales the hay knows who built it. And I did go back on all the deeds to try to find information, but I haven't been able to get a date for when that was built.
Neither she or town appraiser has been able to determine the date it was built.
But that is 100% incorrect, that date. Because we've lived there since 97, and I know it was not built by the people we bought from.
The field card says what?
It built in 93.
1993, that's right.
Right.
Okay.
Now, the other piece of information, I have a neighbor that lives right behind my property that also has structures.
I actually want to go back to something.
Sure.
The field card says it's a barn, but it's really an open shed.
There's no, the ground is dirt. It's like an overhang. We store the hay there.
Yes, and barns sometimes have dirt floors too.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Yeah, but it's not enclosed in any way.
Well, you can also see my roof is falling off. It's all kinds of bees and that have taken over. As I said, the farmer stores hay there. That's the only use.
By a nearby farmer.
Mr. Chris Salco, if you know Salco Farm.
No.
Okay. Yeah, he lives right.
Yes, but it's not your property that he's farming? Or
Yes,
is he
he's farming my property. Yeah.
by nearby neighbor who
I've already
farms?
completed, that process. I had to complete, this document. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
So has this been recently reclassified as farmland?
It was always farmland, so
Okay.
they just asked me to complete the
Complete
process
to make sure everybody knows it's farmland.
and what it's being used for.
Okay. I don't know if that's in this package, and I don't know if it needs to be. I mean, I can put that whole thing in the package, but I'm not sure how helpful anything other than the first page would be. Do you know what I mean? To the appeal,
I don't know either.
but I'll put it
I
in
believe
if you want.
there's no concern about how
Yeah.
the land is being used because they didn't come back and
Question
question me.
question it.
But they also didn't adjust assess the appraisal on this
Building.
And as I
This I
said,
want to put in.
I
yeah.
asked him I told him about it. He said he would certainly look at it, and call me when he came to the property, but I never heard from him. So I'm guessing he didn't get to it. But I have another piece of data that I think is important when you're ready.
Where I can put this so it can be seen. Okay. Okay.
As I mentioned, my neighbor behind me has a number of structures on his property besides his house.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a building that is actually with an apartment that somebody's living in. So I'm not sure what you call that on here. It's like a barn. On
Okay.
his, I have his, I brought his appraisal, his document. So when I compare his structure and what it's valued at, how many square feet it is, he's being taxed on a per square footage basis way less, well, I shouldn't say way, less than my structure, which is not livable, as you know, and not enclosed or anything. So when I look at that as a comparison, it just seems like this is not, it's way off in terms of.
Is there anything, before I start making notes on this, which I will, is there anything else on the property in any way that you're challenging the valuation?
My property?
Yeah.
No, because that's the only, well, I will say my land went way up, which, because it's farmland, I know that my assessment is usually way lower than what you've valued it at, but it did go, it increased by 47%, which seems quite a bit to me, but again, I don't have the data of all of the property. So my land, just the property, went from 349.6 to 514.2, and they changed the neighborhood adjustment, which on the field card, where this had been, oh God, I have the old one too. It had been like 0.85, and they adjusted it to 1.25 for the neighborhood.
Which, what they're doing, and I understand they're doing this all over town, is they're making sure the land values, regardless of what's built on the property, represent what the land would get in sale if you took everything down.
Right.
And
so that part I can't, obviously, I don't have data. The only thing that, again, they must have used this to increase the value, because it was 0.85, and then in the new valuation, it's now 1.25, which increased, obviously, the value of my property.
Well, this is in a pretty nice part of town, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I understand that. My property also was at 1.25 this time around. Everyone in my neighborhood was increased. I think my biggest concern is the structure, which doesn't make any sense to me, especially when I compare to my neighbor who has something that's livable and actually probably collecting rent on, and my per square footage rate is higher than his on this.
Yeah, because this is not.
It basically protects from the elements, whatever's underneath it.
A livable building or shed.
I mean, you can't even get out of, the weather in it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think you have a good case on this shed. I mean, I don't know what you'd knock it down to, but not much.
Well, so when I looked at, I think this is important, when I look at his structure, he's being taxed at $23.40 per square foot. Oh, I'm sorry, $420 Morehouse Lane.
Okay.
He's a gentleman that has the barn. And my structure is 29.26 per square foot. So if you look at 420, the barn that I mentioned, the one-story barn with the loft, which I believe is a livable, it's very big, it's a livable. His value is $30,000.
One story enclosed
Yep,
barn
there you go, it's right here.
with a loft. Okay,
And if I do the math, I just divide, right? It comes to $23.40 per square foot. Oh, there it is, I wrote it down there. I don't have a photo of it to show you, but it's
okay.
a very large building. I could provide it probably if I needed to. When I look at that, and then
1320 square feet. How many square feet is your shed?
my shed you have, and I didn't actually measure it, but you have it at, let's see, where is it? 704, I believe it is. Let's see.
Barn, yep.
You see
Oh,
that?
no, yeah.
Yes, 704 square feet. I valued it, given the shape it's in, I just did a $10 per square footage value. That's how I came up with the amount that I was requesting, that it would be valued at like $7,040 instead of the $20,008 that you've got it valued at.
So the shed
Mine
valued by
right now
town,
at $29.26 per square foot, or $20,800.
how much again?
Total is $20,800,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes to $29.26 per square foot.
Okay, total of 20,800.
Correct.
By town, that's the town's valuation, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The appraisal. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And you, appellant wants that reduced to,
$7,040. I did a $10 per square foot, given the shape it's in.
704 square feet?
Times $10 per square foot would make it $7,040.
Okay, so that's, that knocks roughly 13,000 off the appraised value of the property. And is that really all you're requesting, that reduction?
Yes, I really, as you said, I don't know, in terms of the land, it did go up, as you know, everything went up.
Yeah, they're not,
I think this structure has been a problem for many years. We've been taxed on it, and I honestly didn't get a chance to really look closely at
the
that.
final, yeah, when you, yeah.
But that is really what's driving a larger number of my taxes, honestly, even after the farmland.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. And there is a home. No, this is not a home.
Yes. I do have a house next door, but no,
That's
this is
not,
just its own
it's farmland.
address, it's just farmland, and this is the only structure that exists. There's no other, nothing else there going on. We just farm it, the hay.
Mm-hmm. And you get some money because the guy's paying you something to do that? No.
My husband had an arrangement. I don't get any money. I don't. I pay him. Yeah.
I won't go any further.
No.
Okay. Well, I think you have a good case, but I've got to convince
Yes,
the rest
I
of the
know.
board.
I had other data of other structures, but they're not right in my property, in my, like, little area, which again, I didn't think it's just gonna muddy the water. This one, he's right behind me, he's in the same neighborhood. You know, it's not like comparing my street to another area within town, so I just thought this was the best data I could provide you with.
Yep.
And again, I have deeds and things with me. I've tried to go back as far as I can to find information, and I haven't been successful.
Okay, well, trying to see, is there anything else I need to add that isn't already in here?
I'm not sure. I do have documents if you'd like. This, I'm not sure if I provided this one. I might have when I submitted my paperwork.
I'm getting paper cuts on my hand.
I believe it.
Why do you think? That's what.
Is that why?
That's what.
Be careful. They can get infected.
They can.
I had a tiny little cut here that looked like it could have gotten infected.
I put some Bassetrin on it before I put the,
Good. Very wise.
okay, so I don't,
Do you have the notation in my paperwork that I submitted?
let me see.
That might be helpful, because I know for sure that she would,
Might
well,
be there.
according to Chris Salko, who has lived in this area for 70 years, he knows who built it, he knows the whole history of why it was built. And
That's not the one. The one we're looking for has a photo on it. This might be it.
oh yeah, there it is. I highlighted it, okay. I'm not
Okay.
slipping. I'm like, if I didn't give this to them, then I should have.
1993.
That's what you have, that's not correct.
I'm just gonna write on this.
Sure.
It was earlier than
Yes,
1993.
but I haven't been able to provide data with, and the gentleman, again, in the tax department that helped me, he went back to some records that he had available, and he thought he would find it, and he said, it's not here. So he wasn't able to even go back to, like,
It's
when
hard.
this was built. I guess it's possible they didn't go to town also, right?
That's what I think happened.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else I need?
I don't think so, unless
Okay.
did I give you the, data from my neighbor so you can see what his, barn was valued at? That might be helpful.
This is 420, is that the
Yes,
one you're
that's
talking
my
about?
neighbor, yes. I'm
Okay.
392.
Yes.
Yes, that's his, you'll see his barn. He's got multiple structures,
Okay.
okay.
All right. So I think we're done.
You get to go home?
Yes. So it's now 12:08 and we're ending this session.